Hey, this is Christian Conte. This is the newest nextupinjorvik. So, yeah, let's see what's gonna happen next. Okay, so this came out like 3 days ago. It's Friday today, so it came out on Tuesday, right? Yeah. Um, and we have like already gotten, like the first of these updates. I haven't gone through it yet. Um, but yeah, I was thinking of maybe doing it like after this. So, but yeah. Anyways. My stable revamp. Yeah, August 7th, so this came out, this week. With all the time spent running around Jorvik between daily chores, races, and chasing danger, it's essential to have the perfect personalized space for your horses to rest and wind down after long days. Your home stable is getting a fitting revamp in preparation for more My Stable updates that will allow every equestrian to create a unique home stable experience. So I mean, like this is just like we get like an update for the well, we get like as it says revamp. So it's just like the stable gets like some sort of update so that um I mean I saw something about this on Instagram that like they had to update in order to make customization even possible. So this feels like kind of like yeah, there might be some subtle changes and all. But that needed to be made so that we can like get customization options later on, which I mean don't have any like problems with this. Like I mean obviously like if it needs to be done, it needs to be done. And yeah, this is probably like one of my most favorite updates this like year, because I feel like, well, I mean I don't quite remember exactly every single update that has happened this year and all, so I don't quite remember exactly like which quest, for example, with this year versus last year and everything. So, but I would say that the last few quest lines, I haven't been too impressed. Like, sure, I love quests, so I still like doing them and all. But it's like, yeah, I mean, for one quest, it was just like, oh, let's go to the Hollowoods and um, like do a little bit of stuff, and I think that was when we like sunk the oil platform, wasn't it? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if that was this year or not, but yeah. And it's been like little things like that, like, and then I think the last one, no, wait, what was the last one? Was the last one when we like met Arisa for the first time? Like, I know that we had this like little thing with Saif that we just like talked to her for a bit and then we're gonna like go around. Oh, no, no, no. The last one was the one with like, Alex where we got the like, daily like tasks where we like, tried to get some like lightning magic or whatever. I don't know. I have no clue what we're even doing. But yeah, like, but it was like talking to Alex and doing some like little task, um, which is like I don't really see that as a quest because like you just have a little bit of dialogue, um, and then you do a little task and that's it. And that was also the one with Scythe. And I mean the one before that was like I don't know if we met Alex somewhere, I guess we did. And then it was like, oh, Maya said that there was like this kid that needed help or whatever, and then that was Arissa. And we talked a bit there. And then there was a portal over to the Devil's Cap. And then, we met Mr. Sands first. And then we just like went over to the others and saw the like Dark Riders. Um, and then we got like sapped over to like one of the inaccessible islands by the South Hoof for some reason, and that's where that like quest line ended. And I do appreciate that we're not like going to like a billion different places and like a little bit of dialogue. Oh, let's go to this random place for no reason, and then a little bit there, maybe a task or something, and then another place and forever. But I feel like it's still a little bit of that with, like, that quest line. Because it was like, oh, let's go to meet Maya. And then, well, sure, we went through a portal, so it's not really that you have to travel. And then you got sapped. So I do prefer that because, like, that's not just like mindlessly like riding around for no reason. Um, so that was just like traveling once. But yeah, I just don't feel like it's too much to do. Like, you talk a bit, then you go to a place, talk a bit there. We had a race though, so that was cool. But yeah, to like follow Orisa. But yeah, and then it was just go through a portal, talk a bit more, get zapped to another place, done. So, I mean, like, I like it more when we, like, kind of, like, talk a bit, then we, like, do something, um, and, like, that actually has a point. Um, and then maybe we, like, uh, like, go somewhere, like, as a, like, kind of a little bit like of a new area would be nice, but still, it doesn't need to be. But yeah, that way, like, something happens, like, the earlier quest, like, we had, um, Save It Anne from Pandoria, and that was like, we had lots of things to do. We were, like, going from point A to point B, and things were happening on the way. Same with, like, the, up by the Golden Hills and all, in the castle, like, like that little place. We had like things happening while we were like, going there. Was that the light ride? I think so. So yes, it's like I like it when it's like, sure we can like walk for a bit and stuff or ride rather, but then something should happen as we do it. Like there should be something like to do on the way. And not just like a mindless task, but like something that kind of like has a purpose. So yeah, so I've been a little disappointed with this year's quests so far. So I would say that this is probably like one of my favorites because it's like, yeah, it's like, it kind of feels like, yeah, it has a purpose, like they're doing this so that we can get customization for the stables. It kind of feels like more of a purpose, and I get it that we sometimes will just get like horses or tag on clothes, and that's going to be an update because like we get updates every single week, so that's fair. But I don't feel like that kind of has a point, and I'm just not too interested in it. So, but yeah, and then the quests I feel like so far this year has just been like and for a really long time actually has been mostly just like you like, you talk a little bit here, then you go to another place for no reason, talk a bit there, go to another place for no reason, talk a bit there, maybe you do a little task here and there, but like, but it all kind of seems so pointless. Like, what was the thing about like finding Arissa's like dolls? I mean, I haven't finished it yet, so I don't know if you get anything or if something happens after you do, but it's like, yeah, I think I have like two or three left. It's just like, it just seems so pointless to do it at all. And I don't know if it's just that search mode was stable, like they didn't explain properly like what happens after we've done it and like the point of it and all. But also the thing with Alex and stuff, like there's no like, oh, you have to like fill up this meter before you can continue with the quest or something. It's just like kind of seems like something pointless. Um, so it doesn't seem like you need like this much like experience with this fraction to be able to like continue or whatever. Like, so it's just like, why am I even doing this? Um, so yeah, yeah, and I just feel like the quests were so short. I don't really consider that like talking to Sai for a bit and then to be able to find the dolls or the thing with Alex really to be that much of a quest, honestly, because I just feel like that's more introduction to the task. Um, so yeah. And then, I mean, I'm a little bit unsure, like, what other things we've done, like, I mean, sure, we got, like, a little bit of a race with the, like, Arissa quest and, like, meeting her. So that wasn't too bad, but it's just, like, also, we talked for a bit with Alex, went to meet with Maya and Arissa, talked a bit there, then had a race, which that was kind of cool. Um, went through a portal, talked a bit, then walked for a bit, talked a bit more, and then we got sapped away. So it's like I wish we had like a little bit more to do. Um, so yeah, like we had like the sneak into the oil rig, free just like with the free Justin stuff. Yeah, so I wish we had more like that, but yeah. Um, and I mean, obviously, like we're gonna get like some races here and there, and I mean, not my favorite thing to do because yes, I find it to be cool to do like the first few times, but then yeah, I don't like repetition, so I'm gonna do it like a couple times, and then I'm gonna like over it. So yeah, and like we haven't had any side quests lately, have we? I don't think so. I think like all the quests lately have been like main story quests. And it's like, the sites quest, like are kind of like building the world and making it like, making it so that you get to know the people, like around Jorvik. Um, so yeah, I miss side quests. So yeah, and I mean, I've heard that Star people don't really have a, sorry, it's just like, I feel like my throat is a little clogged. I just ate some and didn't drink that much, so like that might be it. I don't know. Or it's the changing temperatures lately. Um, so yeah, because like I've had like the door open all the time when I've been like out in the living room, Noel, and the window open in the other at the other like end of the building. Well, the building, the apartment. But yeah, it's well, same thing really. But yeah, so and all day and all night, and then it's gotten really cold at night because the temperature is low. And also like yeah, then everything gets cold. But then in the day, it's been so warm lately. So I don't know, like, why, but sorry if it's annoying. It annoys me anyways. So I get it that, like, we're gonna get, like, little things like this and all, and new quests, no, sorry, new horses and tack and clothes and all. And sometimes some new races, and I mean, I don't care for the items at all. And not that I care too much for, like, little, like, updates like this, but it's like, at least with updates like this, I see the point of it because it's like, we're getting this to get something, like bigger in the future, like based on this kind of. Um, so yeah. And I mean, I don't know if I care too much about like making my stable like so unique and like customization of that. But still, like, I mean, sure. Why not? Um, But yeah, I mean, my favorite things to do is explore new areas as well as like quests. I think exploring is probably my number one favorite. So yeah, and I mean, like I know we haven't gotten a new like area so far this year. I don't know if we will. I hope we will, and I kind of feel like we will get something. Even though, like considering what we got in the last 2 years, um, I'm not really like counting on it to be something big. Um, so yeah. And I mean, like, we weren't really supposed to get anything until, like, the old map was updated. Um, so for 2018, we didn't get anything. For 2019, people were so pissed that we got, like, that little place, like, between Golden Hills and the castle, um, where the, like, haunted trail light goes. For 2020, we got the like ranger station at the Wildwoods, and then for 2021 we got the rest. which I feel like, obviously 2019, 2020 is a little bit like, well, I mean, obviously 2019 is like barely anything. But yeah, 2020 is like a little small for like, the new area of the year. But I feel like 2021 actually is like a good enough size. Sure, on the smaller side, but still, I feel like that's fair enough as a new area. But then, like 2022 and 2023, we got like the library and the Devil's Cap, which is like essentially nothing. I feel like that's even like smaller than the 2020 area. So, and I thought that, like when 2021 came around and we got, like that okay sized area, I thought that we were gonna get, like a new area and like, an okay size or big size or whatever each year. So I thought it was like, oh no, Star Stable are like, done with the not getting us barely anything um, new like areas. But apparently not. I don't know. I don't know that, like not everything is like, newly updated and stuff. And we did get the Hollowoods and like Whaledale and stuff. When was it? I don't know. Last year? I think it was maybe the fall of last year. I even forgot about that, but that's not really like kind of, I mean, yeah, it feels very much like a new area and I get lost all the time. But it's just like, it's not something I kind of like, remember as a new area because it's like that's always been on the map. So, yeah, it's like, it doesn't even come to mind as a new area because it's like, it's always been on the map. So it's like, well, yes, it is, updated and it looks completely different, and I get lost all the time because I don't know where I am. Um, yeah, I'm not really like thinking of that as a new area when I think of new areas because it's like, it's an old area that gets updated. Um, so yeah, and I mean, I really appreciate that. I don't know when we got it. I think, like I said, it was like last fall, so 2023 then. Um, but yeah, it's just like it doesn't come to mind when I think of new areas because it's like it's not really a new area though. Even though, yeah, it seems pretty new because it's like so different. But yeah, but like when we got like the Moorland update, the Silverdate update, I mean, I didn't really feel like that was like that much of a new area because it's like, okay, sure, we got new tree models. So if you've seen 1.3, you've seen them all. Um, the stable looked a little different, but or very different, and like the stable area. But it is kind of like a little bit of like copy paste there too, and it's like once you've seen a little bit of it, you kind of seen all of it. So it wasn't that different. Um, so yeah, it was quite similar to what it was before. And a little bit of like copy pasted thing where it's like if you've seen one, you've seen them all kind of. Um, but yeah, I mean like the hollow woods being woods, and then all of the like trees are a different style all of a sudden, and it's like also the layout isn't even the same, so that is quite different. Um, so yes, it's like yes, an old area updated can definitely like look brand new and all, and it can feel like a brand new place, but it's like it's not really gonna come to mind when I discuss a new area because it's like it was already on the map, so I just forget about it really. And I don't know exactly, like when we got like all like these updates either, because it's like, yeah, it's like it was already on the map, so it's not really that, like we're gonna notice that much of a difference on the map. Um, and I know that the like, the Baroness is like championship thing, and like that got updated too, and a little about the surrounding area. I don't know when. I think that was when I still like lived alone. So, and I moved here like in February of last year, was it? I think so. So I mean, yeah, I don't know even if I got it like in the spring, summer, fall. I don't think it was the winter, but yeah, could have been. So yes, it's like, that's like a little harder for me to remember like when we got this updated area because like, with the new, like brand new area on the map kind of. Um, Not that I would say that the library kind of is that, but still, that is a little easier to remember because it's like one new area a year minus 2018. So it's like, you can just like count like, okay, that one there, that one there. Yeah. Whereas updated things, it's like it's already on the map, so it's like, and I may not really like, notice too much. So yeah. Because like it's gonna be subtle changes on the map, so even though, the area in game looks completely different, it's like it's still Valedale. So, and all. But yeah, like what is left now that's gonna get updated? I'm thinking maybe, like the um Harvest Count is that what it's called? Like that little island, it's kind of big, but yeah. Um, and Golden Hills, is that it? Because like Moorland, Silverglade, for Pinta has gotten a new update, hasn't it? Has the Vineyard gotten an update yet? I'm a little no. Maybe it has. I don't remember. But yeah, maybe that needs an update too. And like, well, the writing area got a new update, didn't it? So then it would make sense for the uh, for the vineyards to get an update too, right? I mean, obviously we have Dino Valley too. So Dino Valley, Golden Hills, and then like the Harvest Counties, which didn't the Jorvik stables get an update? So then like kind of the other side of there. Yeah, and like Maya's like her home kind of got an update, I think. Wasn't that us restoring it? So yeah, I think that kind of got an update. So then it's like, the like New Hills Crest in that area around there. Like that side of that island. Um yeah, so that Golden Hills and the Dino Valley. That's it. I think that's what's left. So yeah, maybe we'll get one of those areas this year. I mean, some people have been saying that like they think that we're gonna get Ashland soon because like one of the dolls were like right outside there, and there's been like some talk actually for years though, but yeah, about the Ashlands, and it's been like mentioned here and there. I kind of feel like Ashlands was like an idea that Star Stable scrapped, and that we're not actually going to get it ever, maybe, and they're just maybe going to do something new. Would be cool if we got it, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, like while like updating the Dino Valley, they could do the Ashlands as well. I don't know if we're getting that this year or if we ever get the Ashlands, but that would like be the perfect opportunity to do that. Or like something like Outpoint, like the big grayed out area. Or it's not really grayed out, but you get what I mean. The big locked area up at the top of the map. Maybe not all of it, but like part of it. But yeah, like maybe part of it, like we could get with the update of the Golden Hills, and then another parts with the Dino Valley update. So like get like a little area connected to the updated place. That'd be something maybe. Um, yeah, and then like the New Hills Crest, like maybe we could get that with that little grayed out area by the Wildwoods, because there's like some left there, so maybe that's what the idea is. Well, which one would be this year then? Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. I mean, it could be all three of them. Um, so yeah. I feel like it may also depend a little bit on when in the year it happens, because like if it's around Halloween, it would maybe make sense for the Golden Hills, um, in one way, because like that's kind of the Halloween area, and some Halloween stuff is happening there. But yeah, if it is happening around the winter, then I mean the Dino Valley is like the snow place on Jorvik constantly, so that makes maybe more sense for winter because of that. Hmm. But yeah, so I definitely think we're gonna get like some new area this year. But I have no clue what. So yeah, and we're probably gonna get something updated as well, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like at the same time. I kind of feel like in a way it might be better to do it at different times. Um, but yeah, I kind of feel like it makes sense if it's like an area connected to it that gets like done at the same time. But yeah, mm. But yeah, I mean, we can go through this obviously and see if there's coming anything right now for like these next updates. But yeah, have they actually then gotten like an updated area plus like a new area both for 2023 and 2022? I don't remember like 2021 if it got anything updated then. We might have gotten something then. I just don't quite remember exactly when like updates of areas have happened. But yeah, I think we got like Veil Day last year, didn't we? I think so because I remember like doing the update here and like I moved in here in February of last year. So I mean, I think it was like the summer or the fall or something. I don't quite remember, but yeah. Hmm. So maybe we'll get like something like that this year too, like a little area and an updated area. I hope it then looks as different as like the Hollowoods and Whaledale does, because it's like then it kind of feels like a new area, and I feel like that's acceptable. Because like sure it is like just updated, but if it looks as different as like Whaledale does now, it's fine because it's like then it feels like a brand new area, and I mean I still get lost in there, so it's like yeah. So yeah, it definitely feels like a brand new area because like the old area, like well, I mean, I would get lost in the beginning, but then I got so used to it that I didn't get lost anymore. But like the new area, I get so lost. So I guess I need to be there more and just run around and stuff. Um, but yeah, I haven't like been in there too much because like I don't really see much of a point in doing the like firefly things in there because like you collect fireflies to open things so you can collect more fireflies, and sure items too, but it's like I don't care for those. So it's just like yeah, it kind of feels a little pointless because it's like you collect fireflies so you can collect more fireflies. um and sure, so that you can like open and get like, but I don't know if it's that you automatically then get the items or if you have to pay for them. Because it's like if you do all that work just to have to pay for the items as well, unless they're like heavily discounted. Yeah, I mean, not that I have the space for more stuff or really wanted that much. But yeah, like if I have to pay full price after doing that much, I'm gonna be pretty disappointed. So yeah. And sure, I don't want to get it like for free because I have too much stuff, but Yeah, and no need for my stuff even. But still, like, I mean, it's just like, when you have to do that much just to, like, be able to access it, I feel like it should be, like, very discounted. So it's like, because I feel like you've kind of done so much already to get it. So it's like, sure, I don't want it for free because it's like, I have no space for it. But, like, I think it should be pretty much free, though, when you've done that much. But yeah. But yeah, so I'm counting on like a new updated area and a smaller area that is actually like a new one. So yeah, but yeah, I hope that the old area feels brand new as well. Um, but yeah, we haven't gotten that this year so far, so far kind of disappointed. Because I didn't feel like I mean the equestrian festival, like the spring festival, was just the same as last year and the year before and the year before, minus like some new items and that like dressage, right? That's what it's called. I don't even know. Thing that was awful. Like I'm not good at like being like I'm not good with precision and stuff. And it's like you're supposed to remember where to go, how to go, and you do gotta do it perfectly, and it's like timed kind of too. Yeah, that's not my friend. So I mean, yeah, no, no. Like I tried it out, but I mean, if it's coming back next year, like I'm not gonna do it unless I have to. So yeah, so I didn't feel like it was that much new stuff. And there was no new quest either or anything, so it's like, and well, I mean, I don't know when we got the Equestrian Festival in the first place, but I feel like it's been like, 1,000 years at this point, and I mean, two, three, that's enough for me. So yeah, but yeah. And then we had the like, Western camp, mostly in the spring, not in the summer, even though some people still call it like the summer festival, which is like, no. What is mostly in the spring. Sure, it was like, from I think Saturday was the 1st of June until like, the Wednesday, or well, until the Tuesday really, because like, it left on Wednesday, so yeah. But yeah, like, so it was a little bit in the summer, but like mostly in the spring, so I'd call that a spring festival, not a summer festival, Star Stable. And I know that they were like intending to do it like in the summer, but then plans changed, which is like, I get it that plans can change, but like, don't make the summer festival be in the spring. Like, don't make a summer festival into a spring festival. Because, like, summer camp is great. I've been to summer camp and it was awesome. But, like, spring camp, that's like the kind of camp we went to, like, with the school. Um, like, with our teachers and classmates. And we did, like, do some, like, sleepover camp with, like, parents at other times. That was just, like, a weekend or so. That was fun. I don't know if that was ever in the spring or if that was the fall, but anyways. But that was fun. But that was like, we picked our own bedrooms and we stayed, like with our parents, maybe with some friends. Whereas like school camp, oh, that was awful. Like, sure, the days were kind of cool. We did some like canoeing and they had like this little zip line that was kind of fun. I would like the zip line to like be bigger and longer, but it was fun. And like being in a canoe with your two best friends, or I mean, it was a tree seater, so yeah, or your one best friend if you have one or whatever. But like with good friends, that's fun. So I had a lot of fun with that. There were some like activities where we were supposed to like learn stuff, which is fine. The food was fine. The like free time we had was fine. The day we got there, we had this like we got there like kind of a little like not late, but yeah, but not like that early. And the first thing we did was just like, well, we like, put our stuff in our rooms, and then we had this like nature trail where we were just like walking around. Um, I don't know exactly what we did, but yeah, we walked around. I think there were some like tasks along the way or whatever. And there was some information, and like obviously that's necessary. So yeah. Um, we also had like that we were like fishing, which I mean, a picture was taken of me uh, while we were doing that, and I looked so disgusted by the entire thing. And it's like, yeah, I just look like I'm dreading it so much, and I was. It's like perfect time to take a picture when I look like I just want to go home. Thank you to whoever took that picture. And it's just like you're seeing me sitting with my friend, and I look disgusted because I don't want to be there. I don't want to do this. I don't like fish at all. I don't like sea creatures. So I'm just sitting there like so miserable. My friend also kind of looks a little miserable at this point, even though my friend was actually pretty happy about this. Um, so yeah. But yeah, like, thank you to my group for letting me not do anything because, yeah, I didn't want to do anything, so thank you. Great group. But, yeah, I just, like, I mean, I don't mind being in a boat or stuff, but, like, fishing, no thank. I don't want to be any part, I don't want to take part in that. And then we had to, like, I mean, not me, thank you. But, yeah, but, like, then we had to, like, slay the fish, is that what it's called in English? I don't even fucking know. Sorry for swearing. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we had to like, gut the fish and everything. Not me, thank you to my group for that. But yeah, and then we would like grill it on a bonfire. So, and yeah, someone in my group forced me to eat it. No, thank you for that. But yeah, it was like a little piece, but it was still so freaking awful. Regrets, big regrets. Like the like being in the boat was fine, even though you to the fishing. You know what? Everything about sea creatures, no thank, no thank. Um. So yeah, but apart from that, like I mean, the days were great. Sure, maybe like not everything was like my favorite thing to do, but it was alright. Minus the fish eating. Um, and I don't mind like other people eating fish or grilling fish or um, slaying, gutting, whatever it's called, fish or fishing. Like it's just not my cup of tea. But oof, the nights were kind of awful. Um, so yeah, I don't know what the teachers are thinking with the like putting together the rooms because I mean like my two best friends that like they're not really like they were not really that close. It was more so like they're my best friends, so like they hang out together because of me kind of, and they were friendly and all, but like they weren't like that close or anything. And I don't think they ever like hung out just the two of them. Like at least maybe like outside of school because like at school, like if I wasn't there at school, like they maybe would be hanging out together. I don't know. Like I don't know what happened when I wasn't there. But it's not like they would like hang out too much after school or anything, to my knowledge, anyways. So yeah, so they weren't like that close, and it was more so like that they were like hanging out together because of me, kind of. So yeah, they got paired together, just the two of them in one room, and I was like, "What the heck is this? What is this nonsense?" Um, and I mean, like like that would have been fine if my roommates were fine, and two of them were. Two of them were. And I don't know if we like, did like, because we were supposed to like write who do we want to share a room with. I don't know if it was like three, four, or five people we were supposed to put on that list, but I know that at least, my two best friends was on that list, and at least one of the people I like, like one of my roommates. And I don't know like if we did three, four, or five on that list. But like if it was three, then it was, those three. If it was four, then potentially my second roommate that I was fine with. Um, or another person, but like I'm a little unsure about like who my fourth and fifth would be. But at least if we did five, I'm pretty sure that like the fifth or fourth person would have been my second roommate I was fine with. And to a degree, I feel like it's maybe like better for like when you're gonna like share a room if you're gonna make lists and someone else is gonna put together that you maybe do like who I don't want to share a room with because it's like when you're gonna like sleep in a room and you might be changing there and stuff like that kind of stuff and like it gets a little vulnerable in a way. I feel like it's more important that you're like not around people you don't feel comfortable with, and of course you should be around people you do feel comfortable with, but I feel like it's more important than to be like who I don't want to share with than who I want to, because it's like unless you of course just get people you want to share with and nobody else. Um, but yeah, because it's like people deserve to feel like comfortable and safe and all that kind of stuff. Um, when you're like yeah, gonna sleep in a place and stuff and do like yeah, maybe you change in there. Like sure, you could maybe like change in the bathroom and stuff, but like yeah, still if you're gonna spend a bit of time in a place, you should be able to feel comfortable in there. So yeah. And like sleeping is a vulnerable state, so I feel like people just deserve to feel comfortable then and be around people they, feel comfortable around and trust and all that. Because I mean, like, yeah, I think this was like seventh grade, so not too many people would like piss the bed anymore, but like some maybe would, some maybe would. Not anyone that I shared a room with, to my knowledge. Um, but yeah, normie. I mean, I didn't really share a room with myself in a way, but yeah, I think yes, but no. I mean, so I don't. I feel like I don't feel like it's sharing with myself because of like. But yeah, like if someone would like be wetting the bed, maybe then you may not want to like then be doing that around people you don't feel comfortable with because like yeah, I mean like what if you're like sharing a room with like the mean kid at school or like someone who will like tell everyone if something happens. Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, people shouldn't then have to like be scared that like something bad is gonna happen, like that if they wet the bed, that's the entire school is gonna know, or whatever, like, or whatever, you know. So yeah, or something, and it's also like, I mean, some people are gonna tease other people about their bodies, so, maybe you don't want to like, then change if you're afraid that the person will like, say something about your body or whatever. Maybe take a picture, uh, you know. So it's like, yeah. And not that any of this really happened, but yeah, like I did feel like something bad is gonna happen, and it did. So yeah, and it was like this was the one person in my entire class. I wouldn't say the entire school because I don't know like the other people, so yeah, at least not all of them. But yeah, this was the entire person in my entire class, including teachers, to be fair, that I would not want to share a room with. And it's like, I mean, I don't know why the teachers, like put me in a room with this person. Like, but like the teachers also did something else where, like, not related to this, where like when we were younger, like I don't know, first, second, third grade, whatever, something like that. I don't think it was like past third grade, and I don't even know if it was then. We have these like groups, like play groups, where we would be like grouped together with different kids and to like try to make friends. And then these same teachers, when we were, I don't know what grade it was, like 6, 7 or something. Um, pretty pretty sure it was 6 or 7 actually. Not like younger. Could have been fifth too, but it was like, mm, but yeah, like yeah, I would say like 6, 7, um, something like that, fifth, sixth, seventh, but whatever. They did like kind of the same, just like we then got like this like homework thing that we are gonna do together, and it was like a kind of like homework group. um, and I feel like it was kind of supposed to be the same, but it's like when people are that old, it's like it's too late to try to like force people to be friends. Like, sure, you can't really force people to be friends when they're younger either, but it's like when you've just started school, you might not really like know people too well. Like if you didn't go to the same kindergarten, you might not know them at all. So I would say it's a good thing to do in like first, second, maybe third grade, with like trying to make people like get to know other people. But like later than that, like unless there's like a new kid in school, people have kind of like found their people already. So it's like trying to make people like oh, be friends with people you don't usually hang around. Like it's typically a reason why those people aren't like associating too much. Because like they're just like, I mean, they might not be like mortal enemies or anything, but it's like they might just not have too much in common, and then just like it's like, yeah, we got nothing to do together really. And I mean, I don't think that most of those like groups were too bad. Um, really, like I don't quite see the point in it, but like I mean, at least most of the people I was with are like pretty alright. So yeah, I mean, some of them are just like like we're so different, so it's like we wouldn't really be friends or anything, but it's like it was fine. So yeah. I mean, some of them are just like more people that I wipe with than others, but like still, it's like, yeah, all fine, really. Um, so yeah, so it's like, yeah, it's just like like you found your friends at that point, so it's like, yeah, it's like you're not really going to like become best friends with someone like that for I don't know how many years it would be, but yeah, like 5, 6, 7 years. If you haven't already, you're unlikely to become best friends with them at that point. Um, so it's like, mm, but yeah. Um, and I feel like also kind of like stuff like this is something that should be done in school and not like, after school. Um, but yeah. So like, sure, poor people, like in groups of people, they might not be around too much like in school, but like don't force people to be around classmates after school. Like, even like, when they're much younger, because it's like, yeah. But still. So I kind of feel like, maybe it was like a little bit of the trying to make people be around people they're not so often around. I don't know. And I've seen like other like shows of people like, going to like camp, like this kind of, school camp. And then they got to pick their own rooms and who they wanted to share with. And it was like, okay, like this room has, like beds for, for 4 people. So, like group together as 4 in this room and all, which is fair. But yeah, but they've always been able to like pick themselves. So honestly, so jealous. But yeah, but it's like I mean, getting like paired with the person like the person I wanted to share a room with the least. Ugh. And I mean, like I went home crying that day when we got like to know who we shared rooms with, because I was like so not wanting to share a room with that person. And yeah, I was so not looking forward to it. Um, and I was like considering not even going. Um, so yeah. And like, I was kind of like, the entire time I was just like, lying there in bed, just like, okay, something bad is gonna happen, something bad is gonna happen, something bad is gonna happen. And I mean, like, I had a little bit of like troubles sleeping away from home as a kid. Um, I mean, sleeping, sleeping at all, I had troubles with. But yeah, and it was like a lot of the times it was like, kind of a little bit the stress of like I have to wake up to a certain time. That still stresses me out. But also the like, everyone else is gonna fall asleep and I'm still gonna be awake. I guess that's what like mostly stresses me out about like being around people and like sharing a room with people and stuff. Um, well, at least I guess besides from like because I have been on like road trips with like I was in a marching band like the school band, um, and like also I did a bunch of different sports and stuff, and then like I didn't have that same, and also like we traveled like and I've like shared a room with my brother so many times, and then I still didn't have that like, um, so yeah, I guess it's more so like with the sleepover or like yeah, kind of that style that is like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so it's like, like, so yeah, that's like, that stresses me out a little and everything. And it's like, I'm just like lying there being like, something bad is gonna happen, something bad is gonna happen. And also, like, at the same time, like, having troubles, like, falling asleep, uh, all of that kind of stuff. So it's like, it's so bad. It's so bad. Um, but yeah. And then I don't know which night it was. I don't think it was the first. I don't think it was the last. But I don't know. And I mean, like, also, like, to make it even worse, like, who shared a bunk bed? Yeah, me and that person. I'm so glad I got the bottom bunk because that's what I wanted. But it's like, ooh, all right. But yeah. So, and I mean, like, the first night, like, I was, like, tossing and turning because I always do when I struggle sleeping. And I just, like, hear from the top bunk, like, can you please lie still? You're making the entire bed shake. And it's like, yeah, I get it. Like, it's annoying. You try to sleep, but, so am I. And I'm tossing and turning to try to find a comfortable position to sleep in. But yeah, I didn't say anything. I just, like, lied still and tried to sleep. Was lying in an uncomfortable position, though, so it was like, yeah. And I kind of wanted to yell back, like, that I'm just trying to get comfortable, but also, like, I mean, yelling might have annoyed the other people in the room and that person who's already annoyed. Um, and I also, like, felt like, shaking the bed so violently back. But yeah, I mean, you might know, mind you, I was, like, super sleepy as well. And I was just trying to find a comfortable position to sleep in. And I guess it makes it kind of worse because of who the person is. But yeah, I just, like, had light still from then on. Uh, instead. But yeah, so I don't know, like, which day, like, the bad thing happened. And it kind of just, like, came, like, a bit out of nowhere. Um, so yeah, this is, like, I guess they, like, said my name, right? Because that's, like, how you, like, address people, like, and, like, you there, kind of. But I just feel like it's so awkward for me to say my name, even when I'm, like, even when I'm like, oh, this person said, so we would not be saying my name. I know I like start the video off by saying, hey, this is Gracie and Kuche, but like, that's different because that's me like, saying, hey, this is who I am. Whereas this would be like, me like kind of talking to another person, but it's me. So yeah, so I guess they probably said like, my name and all. But I'm not going to because that freaks me out. And then they said like that, you would look good like in a relationship with a thermos. And I'm struggling so hard right now to don't laugh my ass off because I think that comment is like honestly so funny and I take it as a compliment. Um, so yeah. And I mean like there's this like asexual joke about that like I would rather like eat cake than be with people in a like partnery way. Um, and I feel like this is kind of like, the same, just like obviously a little different. So it's like this person might have actually, like made up that joke unintentionally. Um, and I don't know if I laughed at them. I don't know if I'd say thank you. Um, I mean, I know that it's meant to be mean, but it's like there's no way I can be offended. Because, like, I mean, it's just hilarious. I mean, both that you would say, like, oh, you would look good with, like, an object as a partner. Like, that is hilarious in itself. Even if I wouldn't be asexual, I think that's kind of hilarious to say. Like, yeah, you're trying to be mean and trying to say like that, oh, you don't fit with any humans. But, like, I mean, how can I pretend, how could I possibly, how could someone possibly be offended at someone saying, like, oh, you would look good with an in inanimate object. Like, I mean, it's just like I know you're trying to say like, that oh you wouldn't look good with any humans. Um but like jokes on you, I don't know if I want to be with any humans anyways. Not any items either, it's just yeah, it's just like eating cake, being with humans. Yeah, I'd take the cake. So, yeah. Like, I mean, food is so much better than humans. So, like, and I know that thermos isn't food, but, like, you can fill it with food or drinks. Like, I mean, hot chocolate on a thermos. Like, and going, like, to do some stuff, like, outside in the winter. Oof, that's elite. Um, like, winter activities with, like, thermos of hot chocolate. Mm, that's good. So it's like, I mean, why you threaten me with a good time? So it's like, yeah, I just, I'm in no way offended by that. Like, I take that as a compliment because it's like, yes, thank you very much. Um, and obviously, like we were kids, so it's like, kind of like the kid version of being in a relationship. Um, like holding hands, kissing maybe a little bit, and just hanging out. Um, So yeah, and I mean, like, I'd rather, like, have a thermos of like hot chocolate than hang out with a person. So yeah, um, elite priorities. But yeah, so it's like, yeah, I mean, it's just like that insult just doesn't really work for people who are asexual, and not that the person knew. I don't even know if I knew at that time. Like, I mean, I guess I kind of knew, but it's just like more so I didn't know the name for it, So like, mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So I mean, sure, it's a bad thing because it was meant to be super mean, and I still like was like, okay, when is like the when is something worse gonna happen? When is something bad actually gonna happen? Like, sure, this was meant to be bad, but like, when is the hurt actually coming? So I was still like like thinking that something like that was actually gonna hurt me was gonna happen. But like, I mean, I might have laughed at the person, I might have said thank you, might have been both. So I don't think I've honestly like gotten another comment from that person ever again. Like they rolled their eyes in math class like years later at me because like I said something silly that the teacher was thought was hilarious though. But yeah, I just like said the wrong answer. The teacher knows that like I'm good at math and like had the right answer, so that's why it's funny. But yeah. But yeah, I don't think they ever said anything mean to me ever again, or like even tried to be mean to me. Like obviously, this is just trying and failed. But yeah, so it's like, I mean, yes, I might have laughed at them, and I mean, honestly, that's probably a good tactic though. Like if someone tries to be mean to you and you laugh at them, I think that's gonna make most people not want to try again because it's like, I mean, you're trying to, like make fun of someone and be mean to them, and then they laugh at you, so you suddenly become the joke. Yeah, I mean that's failed attempt. And like if I laughed, which I don't remember what I even responded with, but like if I laugh, that is not me trying to be mean. It's just it's honestly so hilarious. Like so yeah. I mean take the win for like telling an hilarious joke. But yeah, you're gonna have to take the L for like trying to be mean. So yeah, at this point, anyways. So it's just like I mean, sure, it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but obviously it's meant to be mean. So it's like it's just because of who I am that it becomes like not really an issue to me. Um, so like yeah, it does bother me, but only that people can even like have it in their hearts to try to be mean to others. It doesn't bother me like really what was said or anything. Like it's not like a personal bother. It's more so like I'm bothered by the fact that people can even try to be mean to others. So yeah, so it's not personal that I'm bothered about this. Um, and I guess I should like thank this person for like making a sick joke. Because I laughed so much at it later, like, like every time I tell the story, it's like I gotta like either I burst out laughing, or I'm trying to hold the laugh in, which not always. Like I've laughed my ass off so many times at this. Like, I mean, it's like at some point I'm like struggling to breathe because I'm laughing so much at this. Um, and sometimes when I even try to tell the story, I can't stop laughing. So yeah, I have to say thank you for the laugh, but it's like still don't try to be mean to people. 'Cause that's bad. So yeah, and it's like like every single night until this happened, I was like just waiting for something bad to happen, and then after it was like like sure it was meant to be bad, but I mean it wasn't to me. So, and then I was like thinking, like, okay, like this was first attempt. One is, the attempt that actually is successful going to happen. Yeah, I didn't hear anything else after that, so, which is great. It's just like, this shouldn't have happened in the first place either. And I wish I would have said something, like if I could go back and change really, like, if I could go back and change everything I wanted to change, like, I've been thinking about, like, oh, should I then have, like, change so that I wouldn't have to share a room with this person, but, like, then the chance, like, is that they would have, been mean to someone else and like, someone else would have actually gotten hurt. So I think that what I would have changed really, like, instead is just telling an adult about this, because I never did. And, I mean, of course I didn't, because, it didn't hurt me, so it's like, what am I supposed to tell them? Like, oh, they said something and tried to be mean, but, like, it didn't really hurt me, so... like, I just, for so long, felt like if it doesn't hurt, then, like, what are you supposed to really tell adults? Like, oh yeah, they tried to be mean to me, failed though. Yeah, I feel like that's like, okay, get over it, kind of. But yeah, I mean, I've been thinking a bit about it, and I do feel like even if something doesn't hurt you, if people try to, then it's worth saying something. And I mean, even if people don't try to hurt you and they still do, like, it's still worth saying something. But yeah, so I would say that, like, if something hurts you or someone tries to hurt you, you should say something. Even if they didn't mean to, even if it doesn't actually hurt, you should still say something because either the intention was there and people shouldn't, like, have intentions to hurt others, or you got hurt without, like, someone intending to. And then, like, it still hurts even though they maybe didn't intend to. So, yeah. So I would say that, like, regardless of if it hurts or not, if someone has the intention to hurt you, something should be done about it because it's not okay for people to go around and try to hurt people. Um, but also, like, if someone didn't try to, but it still hurts, you should say something because, like, yeah, it's not okay to hurt people. It's not okay to intend to hurt people. Um, so yeah. So if I could change, like, anything, like everything I wanted about this, and, like, go back and change stuff, like, of course, like, if I would just go back and, like, I still have, like, all the experiences, all the knowledge I have right now, but I could go back and change things, like, I mean, then it wouldn't be a real point really in, like, having it not happen and try to prevent it from happening because it already did. So trying to change it from happening, like, when it already did, kind of, like, that's just pointless. So yeah, so the only thing I would change is, like, saying something to, like, a teacher or something, like telling an adult. Um, yeah, and I wouldn't make any other changes because I feel like, any other changes are just not that much of a good idea. Like, if I go back and, like, with all the experiences and knowledge I have right now, and then go back and, change anything else, then it would be trying to prevent it from happening. I mean, it already did, so, like, if it's me going back with the knowledge and experiences I've already had, then, I mean, I've already experienced it, might as well do it again. Um, And also, like, the only way I would, like, CS could potentially stop this from happening is either if they were, in another room or not go in at all. And I don't quite see how they could have possibly not gone at all. Um, like, I don't see too many ways of making that happen. Um, and also, like, if they were in a different room, they might have said something like that or something else that would have hurt someone else. And I don't want that because, like, the reality we have now, the scenario we have now is nobody got hurt. So, and I guess, that nobody gets hurt. Even if someone tried to, is the best case scenario because, like, I mean, obviously, nobody trying and nobody getting hurt is the best, but, like, if someone tries, then it's better that nobody gets hurt than for someone to get hurt. So, yeah. So yeah. So if we start able to, like, and also they took away the Rainbow Festival essentially, or, like, at least everything you could do about it. Cause sure, you could still, like, buy stuff, and Mika had a little introduction to, like, the buying stuff where it was like, oh, go find my stuff, and it was really just like, oh, like, my binoculars are by this stand where you can buy some stuff, and my map is by these other things you can buy, essentially. So that was more so like an introduction to where you could buy stuff. And sure, we still had the like rainbow parade, um, and decorations, but it's like, I mean, the rainbow parade is just like walking from Merlin to the Verpinta Beach, which is like, been there, done that. Sure, nice with the decorations and all, but that's about it. That's like Rainbow Festival-y. I'm sure you can buy stuff that are also like rainbow themed and all, but like there was nothing really to do, so it didn't really feel like a festival. And I didn't even catch Star Stable saying when it was gonna end, so it was just all of a sudden gone, and I didn't even notice. So yeah, I didn't feel like we had a summer festival this year, and I mean, we can see in this if there's anything coming, but I kind of feel like it's a little late now. Like, because Star Stable's birthday is going to be in September sometime, and I feel like we need a bit of a break between festivals as well. And then, like, right after that is October, and Halloween comes then at some point, and then, we're going to have, about a month, I would say, between Halloween and the Winter Festival. So, yeah, so it's going to be really close with the festivals after that, or really from now and for the rest of the year. So I just feel like, a summer festival at this point is too late. I feel like, June or July would be like perfect for a summer festival. But yeah, and then not just like, the first couple of days of June, but like most, if not all of it being in June. So yeah, because it's like, the first year of the like the actual summer camp, the only time we actually had it in the summer, like properly, all of it in the summer. I was, like talking about like me going to summer camp in real life, and getting so nostalgic. But like this year, it's like, what is there really to talk about? Like school camp in the fall. Oh, sorry, spring. Yeah, I mean, like, sure, some of it was, like, so nice. And yeah, I would say that overall, like, it was a good experience, but it's like, there are some, like, dark clouds, um, kind of, like, tainting the memories. So, yeah, I mean, like, if I could go back and change something, I would have probably, like, changed the fact that I should have said something, about it, like, the bad thing happening, as well as I would have just not eaten the fish. And I mean, sure, it still wouldn't be the best time because of, like, who I shared a room with, what they did, the fishing and fish stuff. But, like, yeah, I mean, like, the fish stuff was, like, not my cup of tea, but okay. The sharing rooms is, like, sure, I would have preferred it to not share a room with that person, like, if I'm just gonna think about what's best for me, and regardless of what happened. But it's just, like, it's kind of like, if they wouldn't have shared a room with me, then would they have, like, hurt someone? And I just, wouldn't want that. So it's like, it's kind of as if it would be better if this person just didn't go. But yeah, I don't know how that could have happened. So, mm-hmm. Um, so yeah, and of course, like, there's no guarantee that they actually would have done something to someone else. But yeah. And I mean, yeah, it just given me a good laugh, and it didn't really, like, bother me personally. So it's like, what they did isn't the biggest problem. It's just that, like, I was forced to share a room with that person. That's, like, what bothers me the most personally. Um, but yeah, and it's just, like, it's more so really that it bothers me that the teachers would, like, pair us up like that, because it's like, it's the strangest pairing up. And I don't see I just don't understand what they were thinking, because it's like, why did you put this person in that room? Why did you put me in this room? Or with that person, anyways. Like, with the other two, it was completely fine. But it's like, there were so many things that didn't make sense with certain of the other people and all, too. So it's like, why? Like, what were they thinking? Because, or were they just not thinking? Because it's like, I mean, one thing is, like to make like a homework group and like, hang out with people that are, like that you don't hang out with too much or not at all, really. Like, that's fair, but it's like I said, like when people are gonna, like sleep in a place and, probably change in there too, people deserve to be around people they feel comfortable and safe around. So like, yeah, so it's just like when it's about like, um, what rooms people are gonna stay in and all, for sleeping and all, it's just not the time to like make people like be around people they're not so much around typically. Like when it's about sleeping and all, you should just focus on that people are, with who they are around the like most, and so that they're with people they're safe and comfortable around. That's the most important then. Um, and I don't see how people cannot see that really. And I don't know if it's like, a little bit of the thinking of kids as not people. And just forgetting that, kids are people too. Kids also deserve safety and to feel comfortable and happy and all. Yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know. But yes, it's like, it makes no sense to me why they would do that. And I do feel really let down by those teachers in that situation because it's like, sure, I mean, looking back and knowing what happened, I would rather, like me get that comment that was meant to be mean than someone else. So, I would rather, it be me getting that comment, not getting hurt by it, than someone else getting it and getting hurt by it. Obviously, I don't want to get people to get hurt, so then, someone not getting hurt by that comment is better than someone who does. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I do feel really let down by those teachers because it's like, sure, that comment doesn't really bother me personally. Um, like I said, what bothers me about it is that people have it in themselves to try to be mean to others. But it was like, I was like, I came home from school crying when we, got to find out who we were sharing a room with. I nearly didn't go at all. And it kind of, like, did ruin the experience a bit because it's like, I would then be like the days would be fine, but then the night would come around and I would be like, so worried about something bad happening, either to me or someone else in the room. But yeah, it was just like, I was kind of just like lying there waiting for something bad to happen. And sure, something bad kind of, like did happen. They tried to be mean. They did make a mean comment. It's just, because of who I am, it doesn't really hurt. So yes, it's just like I knew that something bad would happen. I just didn't know it would be this hilarious because of who I am. So it's just like, if they knew that I was asexual, that comment would have hurt. So it's just like it's their lack of knowledge that makes it, like like it's the entire situation combined that makes it just not hurt. Because like if I wouldn't have been asexual, maybe I would have still found it funny, but like I probably would have found it less funny. Um, and yeah, maybe not at all. So it's just like it's just because of who I am that it doesn't hurt. And I know full well that it was intended to hurt me, but like because of who I am, it just doesn't. So yeah, so it's like kind of like the stars all lined up for me that night. Um, and it's like the fact that they chose to come with this comment instead of something else. Like it's kind of like like a strike of luck that they picked this comment to try and not something else. Because if they would have tried something else, then yeah, it might have hurt. So yeah, so yes, I do feel let down by the teachers, not because of the comment actually hurting, but just because like the fact that they would even like allow the situation where someone tried to be mean happen in the first place. And I thought that I made myself clear, like when I was like coming home crying the day we got to know the results of like, who we're gonna share a room with. I don't know the result, but yeah, well. And also like, yeah, like I thought I made myself clear about not wanting to share a room with this person. Guess not. But yeah, it's just like, people who know me, like where, who have lived with me, my mom, which was the one I told. I mean, she should have known that I didn't want to share a room with this person. Like, I mean, I came home from kindergarten, like the like kind of moment I met this person ish, you know? It came home and I said this person is mean. And it's like, sure, they didn't try to be mean to me, like, to my, like, memory, after that comment. Um, but, like, yeah, I didn't really, like, see a change in them, really. Um, Not that I had too much to do with them, like, really, like, before this point too much either, but yeah. But yeah, it's just like, I came out from kindergarten, said, this person is mean. I think this was like sixth or seventh grade, you know, and they tried to be mean to me. So it's like for all of the time I knew this person, um, that's how they've come across to me, you know. And I mean, I don't quite remember like any exact things they've said like before that comment to me, but yeah, I just like have like a bit of a like it's not really like a memory, but it's more so like a gut feeling that like there was some like mean comments here and there like throughout the years before that one as well. So, but yeah, also like things that either wouldn't hurt me or just didn't bother me too much. So like I don't think I ever said anything and I wish I would have because it's like like even if it doesn't hurt, even if it doesn't bother me that much, I feel like it's still worth saying something because it's like it's not okay for people to try to be mean to others. So yeah, so like thank you, Star Stable, for like ripping up into that. But yeah, so it's like yeah, I kind of feel like it makes it worse to like, make the summer camp in the spring instead because it's like summer camp is fun. Spring camp? No think. Cause like sure, I mean, without that person there, I would have probably had the best time ever. And I would have felt the same way. But like with that person there, yeah, it just like, put some dark clouds on the horizon, honestly. And I mean I love rain, but it's like yeah, most people don't like dark clouds, so yeah, I guess we're gonna focus on most people, not me, because like I'm the other one out here, so I guess I gotta make it relatable for others. So yeah, so it's like, I guess I gotta, like see things through the lens of other people and not me. Because, like that comment doesn't bother me, but I know that is, to other people it would. To most other people it would. So yeah, so it's just like, that's why I'm calling it a mean comment, because objectively it is, and also to most people it would be. Um, so yeah, so even though it's kind of like, not really a mean comment to tell me, I'm the other one out. So yeah. So it's just like, subjectively, to me, the odd one out, it's not a mean comment. But objectively, and to literally everyone else, not literally everyone else, you get what I mean, but to other people, different people, it is. So yeah, so it's like, thank you, Zeshtable, for ripping up in that. And yeah, I feel like definitely, like, people trying to be mean are the problem, but also, like, everyone enabling it to happen. And I feel like, like, teachers could have probably done more. And yes, I probably should have, like, said something when this person was trying to be mean. So it's like, like sometimes you gotta tell people and be absolutely clear and, like make sure that they know what you're talking about and make sure that they got it. So, I mean, these days I'm like often asking people like to confirm things just so that I got it right. Um, just so there's no misunderstanding because, like, yeah, a misunderstanding can make something you don't want to happen, or just it can be, like that people just that, are talking beyond each other. So, yeah. And I mean, like, at the time, I would have probably just been like, I don't want to share a room with this person. Um, but yeah, I mean, like, getting older, and, like, also just, like, getting, like, a little bit distance between you and a situation can make you think a little bit more clear. And I mean, no, I would have not wanted to share a room with this person if I could have, guaranteed that nobody else will get hurt. I would definitely be like, not me. Nope. No thank. But yeah, it's just like you can't really guarantee that they wouldn't have been mean to someone else, so, or tried to, for that matter. Yeah, I feel like with others it would have been being mean. With me, it's just an attempt. At least with this comment, with something else, it could have been being mean as well to me. So yeah. But yes, it's like if I could have gotten a guarantee that nobody else will get hurt, regardless of what I would have chosen, I would have chosen to not share a room with this person. Um, if I could go back and change things. But yeah. But also, it's like, at the same time, like, if I would go back with all of the, knowledge and experiences that I've had already, then, like, then I've already been through it, so it's like, might as well go through it again. But yeah, like, if I could, like, then go back and, like, then what happened then would, like, be like, I wouldn't have the experiences I have now. I would have then, reset my experiences. So that, I wouldn't know the things I know now, I wouldn't have the experiences I have now. Then it would maybe be a good idea to just, like, not share a room with that person if I could be guaranteed that nobody else will get hurt. But yeah. And I mean, sure, we're kind of like, halfway through the year. I know we're a little bit more of it a while. Um, but yeah, the fact that there was kind of like, no summer festival, disappointing, to be honest. And then also, like, putting the, like, camp in the spring. Oof, it gives me, like, not, like, what is the opposite of nostalgia? I don't know. But, yeah, of, like, the school spring camp. And it's just like, I mean, sure, it wasn't the worst that could have happened, but it's just like, like, just like, like, everything was, like, everything is kind of, like, tainted by, like, um, both this person tried to be mean to me and also I was, like, constantly, like, worried about something bad happening. So it's kind of like that kind of just, like, ruins everything a little bit. Like, even the most fun part is going to be a little bit ruined by, the being so worried about something bad happening. So yeah. And then also, like, sure, nothing bad actually happened. But it's just, like, the fact that, like, I was so worried that something would, that, yeah, that still ruins things, even though, like, that didn't happen. It was just, I was so worried about it that like, yeah. And also, this person tried to be mean, so it's like, mm-hmm, that ruins it a bit too. So, like, it wasn't that bad, honestly, but it's like, the fact that this person tried to be mean and also that I was so worried about something bad happening, it ruins an experience that wasn't actually that bad. So yeah, ruins it just so much. So, no, thank you, Star Stable. Please make it a summer event. Because, like, summer camp is nostalgic. That's great. Spring camp, no thank. But yeah, let's keep going. This was long. But yeah, so, like, this is probably one of my favorites um, updates so far this year. And I know there's been, like, just some little ones like this too, with just, like, other, like, updatey things. Those have probably been my favorites so far this year. Because, like, I don't really care too much for, like, new thack, clothes, horses. Um, and also, like, new races, like, in championships. Like, doing it, like, the first or second time, like, that's pretty cool. But then after that, it's, like, kind of wears off a little. Since I don't like repetition, it's, like, sure, doing it, like, once or twice or so, like, that's fine. But then the more times I do it, the more sick I get of it. So, yeah. And sure, like when we get a new area, like I explore it once, and then sure, it's maybe like a little fun to go around there like a little bit more than just once, but it's like I only explore things like properly once. So, but yeah, I think it's fun to explore and try new things. So yeah, um, yeah, and isn't that about like sure we got a little bit of quest too, and some tasks and all. Um, but yeah, I don't feel like the quest this year has been that good. So yeah, at least not all of them. But yeah, okay. So next week, Friszy Frenzy and Blazing Trails. Okay, August 14th. Make way for the Frisian. This powerful and versatile horse is a favorite among Norwegians. Medieval warriors, dressage riders, and recreational riders alike. The Trailblazer track is launched, rewarding hard work. Oh yeah, hardworking star riders, with unique items for both rider and horse. Keep up with daily activities all over Jorvik and earn trail points as you go. I'm actually kind of looking forward to the Trailblazer track, but only if it or I mean, still, but mostly if it is the way I hope it is gonna be. Because I think this is something that like it's gonna be like something new each like season or whatever. I don't know how often they're gonna change it, but I hope that it like comes back. So that's like we have one for the summer and it comes back each year, so you can continue like next year, and that like new prices will be like added like every now and then. But that's like yeah, because it's like it is great to have something to do, but like if it is like a um like you have to do it within a specific time, um or that is like yeah, I guess it's like more so if it's happening like within a specific time, then it's like if it is too much to do, and like you get like a set amount of time where you can do it, if you don't feel like oh, I'm not going to be able to like be on much like enough um to be able to do everything, then it's just like why bother trying at all. So the clue is to like make something that is like fun and feels like worth it to do, and also you feel like the price is kind of like, and the time you have is like well enough to be able to do it. um no time limits is probably like the best. But yeah, like having it, like sure you can have a time limit for, comes back next year, like that's fine. But like, and it stays here for like 3 months, and then it goes away, but comes back next year. That's completely fine. So like, if people have the, like it comes back again later, but you have like, a set amount of time right now to do it, um, that's fine, but then you should always come back later so that people, who didn't either didn't play, like didn't have Star Stable at the time, or didn't like, have the time to, do a bunch of stuff, can, like still do it later. So yeah, and sure, like it might be like you could do like, every 2 years, um, or every like 3 years that it like, stops, and that is like this one is for like the summer of 2024, and then, we have something for um then, a new one comes in the summer of 2025, and then I don't know if we do this one again for 26, or like the third thing then, and then that this one comes back in 2027. But yeah, like something that like that is a good idea, and it doesn't necessarily have to be that it comes back next year, but like it comes back in 2 years, 3 years. So yeah, and then it's like, yeah. And I don't know if this is something that just like will ever go away or something. I hope kind of that it just stays there and that you can just finish it in your time. Because Thirsty did add the like championship where you do thingy where you can like, you do championships, you get points, and then you get like these ribbons. And I mean, the ribbons are like okay, but it's just like, I mean, you had to get like 250 points or something to get all of them. And you could get like, I mean, if you get like I think it is places 1 through 4, you get 5 points, and like, yeah, the less points you get, the no, sorry, the lower like placing you get, the less points. Yeah, and it's like, so for some people you have to do like maybe 250 championships, and it was like going for 25 days or something. Um, that's like 10 championships a day if you get, like the lower ones. And of course, like if you do it at night, which some people can't, um, but yeah, then you could get like more points because it's like less people on, so you're just guaranteed to go higher even if you get the last place possible. But yeah, but it's like not everyone has the time to, like be on for like 5 hours. Sometimes it has to be more because sometimes, you log in like maybe right when the championship is over or something. So, not everyone has the time to be on for like a couple of hours every single day. Um, so yeah, so it's just like, I mean, and I mean, while I might have the time to actually do it, so I would maybe be able to do it like time wise. I just don't feel like the reward is high enough for, like everything you put in to get it. So yeah, I think I have like currently like maybe 19 points or whatever. I've done a couple like championships, and I got like uh, two of the ribbons. But yeah, it's just like I just don't feel like how much work is done. Actually, like is it worth it in terms of, like what you get for it? Like, I mean, I think it is like 6, 7 ribbons in total, and it's just like doing like, yeah, let's say like 200 championships in order to get like 7 ribbons, and like you get a little bit as you go. Like, I've already gotten 2, so. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, but it's like I just don't feel like, a ribbon is worth that much work. Um, so yeah. So I just don't feel like it's worth it, and also I don't know if I'd even be like able to do it in that time. Like I'm not on Star Stable every single day because I don't really have much to do on Star Stable, and I mean I've got other things to do as well. So it's not like sure maybe I could squeeze in, like being on Star Stable for 5 hours or whatever. Um, but yeah, it's just like like something not to do is make things feel like a chore. Because when things just like when it's like you just gotta like keep on doing something again and again and again and again. Like when it just feels like a chore, it takes out all of the fun from something. And I mean, I kind of feel like both seems like don't really have too much to do on Star Stable at the moment. At least nothing that feels like, like it has a point. Um, that it's just like, it's just, okay, why bother logging in the first place? So yeah, so it's like, make something that doesn't feel like a chore and something that is fun to do. Because if it feels like a chore, like a lot of the festivals have been like, other years, don't quite know too much about like, well, a little bit this like year too, but still. But yeah, like like back in the day, it was like several different, like for the like Winter Festival, for example, like we had several different currencies that you could get from doing different things, um, and like then in order to get all of the stuff and everything, like you had to be on for hours every single day doing stuff, and it's just like at that point it just feels like a chore, like because in order to get all the stuff you have to be on, and I mean. If you want people to want to play, don't force them to have to be on to get stuff. Like then make it so that like people have a choice, and it's like if you don't get to like be on so much this year, like if you don't have time or whatever, then you can still get these things later on. So I kind of like what they've been doing like lately with the festivals. That it's like you can still buy the stuff and get the stuff like next year. You don't have to like do it this year. Appreciated very much because it's like if people just don't have the time or just don't want to like be on every single day and do a bunch of stuff, um like then they should still be able to get the stuff even if they don't want to be on or can't be on. So yeah, so it's like don't make things feel like a chore because people are not going to be motivated to do a chore. So yeah, and if you want people to like log on to Star Stable and play the game, don't make stuff be a chore. Like make it be so that people can like do things like whenever they feel like. Like the stuff in the Hollow Woods, I feel like that's a kind of perfect example of that because like yeah, if you want to like quickly be done with all that, you can, but you can also just take your time with it. And every time like I have a little bit more to talk about, or I just like started talking about something, but I was like done with doing everything that was like related to this week's update. I will like go typically to like the Holy Woods and like get some like fireflies and stuff and do a little bit there. Until I'm done talking, and little by little, I'm gonna like be done with that. So yeah, and I mean it takes some time, but yeah, it's just like add things into the game that people can like take their time with. So that if you have like a little extra time, you can go and do a little bit. Um, so yeah, don't make things a chore. So I hope that this is going to be like that you can just do it whenever you have time and whenever you feel like it, and that it's not going to feel like a chore because it's like I'm gonna love it if it is like not feeling like a chore, but I'm gonna be so sick of it if it's gonna be like a chore. So yeah, it's kind of like either it can be like a real hit and so good, or it can be a miss. And yeah, it's just like I'm excited, but I'm a little terrified too that it might just be like feel like a chore. So yeah, so I'm excited so much, but just I'm a bit nervous that it might just be another chore, and yeah, that's not motivating me. Okay, the final countdown. That's a good title. August 21st. So much to learn, but would there ever be enough time? Ooh, I don't like this. Like I don't like when there are like time limits. I hate time limits. It stresses me out too much. But so excited, but so stressed. Practice your skills along with the other sole riders to prepare for the final confrontation. Final? Oh no! I mean, it's kind of like, I don't want it to ever end, but I feel like things can end if you, like, then start something new. Um, yeah, So it's like, yes, you can make an ending if you start something new. Um, but you can't just, like, make an ending and that's it. Because, like, we need to have more quests coming in. This can't be the end of quests. And sure, they can do, like, side quests, like, until we get something new. And I mean, even though they say it's the final confrontation, I kind of feel like, unless they just, like, start something brand new, it's never going to actually be the final kind of, like, confrontation. Like, it might feel like it might seem like it, but plot twist, you know? Um, but yeah. And also, weren't we really just, like, supposed to stay for the summer? Like, didn't we come to Jorvik to stay for the summer, and then what happened? Like, did the summer end? Is it still summer in Jorvik? Is it the summer that never ended? Because I don't feel like I've, like, seen anything. Not that I read what they say anyways. I should probably. But, can't be bothered. But yeah, like, I don't think I've heard anyone else also talking about that, like, the summer ended and, like, we did some, like, did the summer end and we just decided to stay on Jorvik, like, or did the summer not end yet? Because I don't know. Like, wouldn't we be getting older if the summer had ended? Maybe that's the character updates. I don't know. I wish we would get some, like, information on this. Like, has the summer ended? Like, where are we staying? Or what what happened? But yeah, more Moreland. August 28th. So yeah, this is the last update for the summer, and I mean, doesn't seem like a summer festival, so I will consider 2024 the year without a summer festival. Because no, I can simply not consider the Western Camp as a summer festival because it happened, mostly in the spring. So, and I know that May felt a lot like summer here, well, at least in Norway, probably Sweden too, pretty sure Sweden too. So it's like understandable if you just thought it was summer Star Stable, but like, even though it's very hot, May is not summer. Sorry. So, yes, it felt a lot like the summer because of the heat, but that doesn't make it summer Star Stable. I'm sorry. So, bring back the summer camp. Anyways, Idris. Oh, Idris again, wow, caught wind of the ongoing renovations around Moorland and decided to give his circus tent a little glow up of his own. Didn't we, like, get, like, a renovation of that, like, I don't know when? Don't know when of any of these renovations, but, like, didn't we get a, like, Idris revamp even, actually? And the circus and all, like, don't know when, don't really care. But yeah, like, didn't that happen at some point? Is it getting it jealous of Moreland getting its first update, so he's gonna get a second? It just has to be better than everyone else. But yeah, it's fine, Idris. Oh, it's fine. It's not gonna be much of a difference, but like, I mean, oh wow. I mean, it's maybe just like the tent being different, and that's kind of like the vibe of, like, they changed to, like, houses in Silvergate Village. They made them new, but it's like, or the trees in Moreland is like, when you've seen one, you've seen them all. So it's like, that's gonna take like 5 minutes to check out. But hey, that's 5 minutes still. Oh, Penny and Polly are also excited to share their dances. I thought I said dances. Well, that would have been something for sure. Chance, huh? Chains? Do you mean changes? I think so. To the pony race. So bring out your small but feisty steeds and check it out. Okay. Okay. So we're getting like two little like updates there, like the circus tent and the pony race. So yeah, I guess I gotta bring out a pony for that. At least a pony race. Don't need it for the circus tent, but yeah, like, and I'm excited to see it. It's just like I don't feel like it's gonna be that big of a difference. Um, and have has the pony race gotten like an update before? I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, it is. Okay, so the blazing trails and creations. So like horses and like some kind of like task thingy, um, stable thing. Uh, Maybe a quest or tasks. Maybe a bit of both. And then, I mean, wow. I guess yes, it is kind of Moreland, but also kind of not. And I'm not home alone anymore. Oh, that looks good though. That looks good. Yeah, but I am kind of excited. Anyways, I hope to see you later. Stay crazy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and watch my other videos because it helps me being able to keep on doing YouTube. Thank you for that, for everyone who helps. Stay crazy. I hope to see you later. Bye.